Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Good night, good morning. Good night, good morning. Make sure y'all hit the like buttons coming on in. Make sure y'all hit those like buttons coming on in. Ooh, I've been so busy today. I have been super busy, you guys. Really, I couldn't even come on earlier, and it still got to get done. Work still got to get done. Still got to drop it, regardless of when it is. Got to keep on schedule. All right? So before we do, we know we got to get into it. All right? Let's get it going.
He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not. Shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your wills and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married? Is you single? Meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into. So how long before the bed get wrinkled? Children when they tripping, is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door. Speak the line when you give the flow. Tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spittin' that fire.
This the hour we spitting fire. Woo-wee. I'm telling y'all, look, I was so damn busy today, it just didn't make no sense. My haters ain't in here yet. Where my haters at? Where is my haters? Y'all, but it don't matter. Look, I'm going to be on here. I'm going to give y'all about a little 45 to 60 minutes. Then I got to lay my ass down because I got to get up and do something. So I have at least still about a good 6 hours before that appointment. But in the meantime, you know it. You know I'm gonna come on. I've been busy all day, but y'all know I was coming. Y'all know I was coming. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. If I couldn't make my regular schedule, I would come on in the middle of the night. Sleepy and all, I would come on because it got to get done. The videos and in my head, it got to get done and it got to play out. Because if it don't, I will mess around and miss dago my hater. And you know what? I think my hater, when I come on, they got an alarm. And then they got to come push the button down and then they go back to sleep. They ain't got nothing to do. Bored and miserable. Ain't humping on nothing, ain't doing nothing, ain't getting none or nothing. What up, though? What up, though, Hazel King? What up, though? And let me acknowledge y'all in the chat. K-Baby, thank you for coming on in. Tamika, all right. Elvira, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Merry-go-round. And, you know, I like it sometimes. And Sis Roxy, okay, I like it sometimes when it's a small group of people. I like it sometimes when it's a small group. But it seems like we got some people in the bushes. And what y'all in the bushes? Unknown. You going to be known today because you worthy of being known. You worthy of being known, and you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. You know they ain't humping on nothing right now. They ain't getting none. They ain't got nothing to do. They have to push the thumbs down, but that's okay because I literally do that to people too, okay? You know, to ones that's putting out some good commentary, thumbs up. It don't even matter if I like it, but some of the ones I just don't like, I don't care what you're putting out. You get this. From me. You caught alive too. Finally, that's exactly what Sis Roxy said. You caught alive. Oh, April, man, what's going on? I'm a May woman. April, man, I'm a May woman. All right, we got to talk about some things today. Yeah, did y'all hear about what happened to Cuba Gooding Jr.? That they set a trial date. Now, y'all know when my hand is on my hip and my head to the side, y'all know I mean business. Oh, my God. I mean so much business. I'm telling y'all, it is just crazy, okay? And I have read the article for you. And then when I finish showing y'all this article, we going to get into commentary about it, all right? So I'm going to take me off the screen. That's what I'm going to do. Matter of fact, let me see if I can minimize me, so y'all can still see me in the corner. And then we gonna get into it, okay? We gonna get into this. Let's listen to it. This is by ABC as well, and this is by Michael R. Cisak, okay, with the Associated Press, and it reads from the other day as well, and it says Cuba Gooding Jr. okay faces February trial in NYC groping case. Okay, so let's get into it. New York. Cuba Gooding Jr. will go to trial in February in his New York City groping case. A judge said Monday, with prosecutors planning to portray the actor as a serial offender, and the defense continued the case is an example of Me Too run amok. Okay, Judge Curtis Farber set February 1st trial date in the case, which involves allegations that Oscar-winning Jerry Maguire star violated 3 different women at 3 different Manhattan nightclubs in 2018 and 2019. All right. One of the women alleged Gooding pinched her buttocks. Another said squeezed her breast. Farber had expressed desire to start trial sooner, possibly in December, but Gooding lawyer Peter Tobakis said he would be tied up with trials in Bronx then. I want to lock this down for trial, Farber said at a hearing in state court in Manhattan. The case has been on my calendar for 2 years, going on 3 years. If I give you a firm date, I don't want to hear that the case in the Bronx didn't go and the judge adjourned it to February. The exasperated judge said, that's not going to fly with me. Gooding has been scheduled to go to trial in April 2020, but it was settled as coronavirus case surged in New York and the state shut down most courts matters. Gooding was arrested in June 2019 after a 29-year-old woman told the police he squeezed her breast without her consent in Magic Hour rooftop bar and lounge near Times Square. A few months later, Gooding was charged with 2 additional incidents, and more women came forward to accuse him of abuse, of course. He was accused of pinching a server's buttock after making sexual suggestive remarks to her at Tile downtown and forcibly touching a woman inappropriately at a Lavo, New York nightclub, both in 2018. In all, Gooding, 53, is charged with 6 misdemeanor counts and could land him in jail if he is convicted. He has pleaded not guilty and denies all the allegations of wrongdoing. His lawyer has argued that the overzealous prosecutor caught up in the fervor of the Me Too movement are trying to turn commonplace gestures or mishandling into crimes. For example, Gooding's lawyer said video of the title incident shows Gooding tapping the woman on the back with a fingernail and turning around and gave her a high five to say goodbye as she leave the nightclub around 4:30 a.m. Prosecutors made arrangements for Tobacco and Gooding to see the video at Lavo, New York episode, which the lawyer said he been prevented from doing because of the Corona-19 restriction at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. Gooding, in a dark suit, tie, and face mask, waited on the bench in the courtroom gallery while Farber attended to 2 other cases before the Stars case was called. Gooding didn't speak during the hearing. He was leaving court. He gave a thumbs up to a man in the hallway who called out his name. Farber previously ruled the prosecutor can call 2 additional women to testify their allegations that Gooding was violating them. Those women who claimed did not result in criminal charges were among 19 other accusers whom prosecutors were seeking to call as witnesses. In addition to the criminal case, Gooding is accused of lawsuits of raping a woman in New York City in 2013 after a judge issued a default judgment in July because Gooding hadn't responded to the lawsuit. The actor retained a lawyer who indicated they would fight it. All right. Okay, so all righty. All right. So what y'all think about that? It sounds like to me that some women has come forward. They said 19 in total. And they said that Gooding had sat up there and groped a woman at a nightclub back in 2019, where he was then arrested and things like that. You know, I don't know. I don't know why people wait. I don't know why people don't make a big deal. I don't know. But the problem with it is that all of these cases sound the same. It just sounds the same to me. I just can't pinpoint why it sounds such the same to me. You know what I mean? A serial offender. One said he raped her, and the other one said he just touched their breast. He raped her in 2013. Do you find it strange that all the men that are successful now rapists? I don't know. I don't know. And it's just alike. Just alike. All of the trials is just alike. One come out, then a herd come. It's like they're in the back waiting. This doesn't sound right to me. It's like, okay, you come forward, okay, 19 other come. It's always so many more to try to prove that somebody is an offender, and the public buys into that. Like, I would be thinking as a juror, and I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm being serious. I would be thinking, okay, they did this to Bill Cosby. Now, I'm a jury. I see that this has been in the media for so long with these men, right? And I see that now it's always, with the time's up, it's majority of them are not black, okay, as much as the Me Too that is black. And when they went Me Too when they wanted to put one of theirs in jail, but the ones who they just wanted money for, they did the time's up. I told people the difference between the two. One is for workplace, and one is for black people to go to jail, okay? And she said that it wasn't meant, Tarana Burke said it wasn't meant for to set up men. You can't say that when you're going around talking about and against men. She said that the Me Too is for men only too. Really? We're going to go there and we're going to act as if men who would come forward and saying a woman did something, it would be the same. It would be the same in the eyes of the court. It wouldn't even be the same in the eyes of the people. It would not be fair. If a woman was a serial groper and she was groping men penises in their pants, it would not carry out like it is with the men. The jury wouldn't even probably even find these women to be guilty. You know, I want to see. You can't tell me that it's not for or to get men in jail. You only putting men included in it for protection. For protection. Because if that was the case, actors and entertainers, when they are on stage and women grabbing they, privates, they should be charged, but they would not be. So I don't understand why we as a people sit up there and act as if women will be charged the same way if the situation was vice versa. Now we know that women can be aggressive too. We know that women can be touchy-feely too. We know this. Okay? We know this. But what do? Is it that it's okay for a celebrity to grab and grope you and it's not a big deal, but then as soon as one come out, you have the guts to say something then? I mean, why do you have the guts to say something then when the next will come out? It's like being redundant. It's like saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Why so many people feel the need to sit up there and keep saying the same thing. Why do so many people, okay, like if all these women did this, right? Why does it take one person to get it done, to accuse him of groping her, and then everybody else come forward? Why? When you see other women come forward in other cases. You get what I'm going? Like, say for instance, if I'm going to use you, sis Roxy. Sis Roxy. So I'm going to use you if you don't mind. Okay. So pretend, I don't know if you a woman, that it's a woman face on there. Okay. So you are, there will not be any straight heterosexual men left. No, they won't. You are a man, right? And say, for instance, you are charged with a case, right? And you grope a woman. Now, I find it that every time one woman come forward, it's a herd behind her. He did it to me too. He did it to me. When it's a celebrity, it's a herd of women that come forward. It's a herd of them. It's a slew. I just find that to be okay, but the slew don't come forward until that one come forward. But even though there's other cases with other men where a slew of women came forward, that didn't give them a prompt to come forward with this particular one until one come forward with that particular one. That is so problematic. That is so problematic. And you get what I'm saying, K-Baby? You get what I'm saying, Sis Roxy? Like, say, for instance, if it's a slew of women, right? You've been charged, sis, right? Sis Roxy, you've been charged with groping me, okay? Just use me. You've been charged with groping me. And I come forward with the police. Now, 20 more women came forward. But the 20 women that came forward, we never had a heart to come forward to the other one, till one come forward. Then all of a sudden, all y'all got the heart to come forward at the same fucking time. Y'all don't find that to be funny? I just find that to be funny. I'm sorry. I am so sorry that I just, and then the pattern is the same. I can't. If you want me to support you, it has to be some realistics in it. If I see the same pattern, I'm like, okay. Because if you talking about a serial predator or whatever, all of even serial predators don't have the same way that they prey on their victims. Like, say, for instance, even serial killers. Every serial killer is not the same. I mean, the outcome is because they're killing people, right? But everyone has a different signature, a different way of doing what they do or what they like. They may keep their souvenirs. They may do a lot of things, but they have a different pattern. Why is it that it's always a slew? If you did it to one, it's a slew behind you. If he touched her butt, now he touched mine too. What the hell? Because you think that a money go, I'm telling y'all, I'm just not for that. I'm just not believing. Okay, so the slew of women that just had the heart to come forward with Cuba didn't have the heart to come forward with R. Kelly fake victims came forward and Bill Cosby fake victims. So all of a sudden, you ain't had the heart to do it then. But each, like, say for instance, now a slew of women came for Cuba, right? Now let's get this right. Now listen, let's get this understood. Okay, so a slew of women came forward with Cuba, right? Now, if another man get charged with something tomorrow, that's a famous man, okay? Now, nobody gonna say anything. One woman say, okay, well, I'm going to go after Denzel. So she makes charges. Then a slew come in. 15 other women just now made charges. More women coming forward. Y'all don't think that is problematic? I don't understand why we don't think that that's a problem. I mean, I just don't get it. They're not Parnell. And see, here's the thing, Jabal. Tyree said, we don't deal with the hypocrisy of American people. Everybody knows that the cases are prelude to money grab. Use this judicial system to transfer wealth from men to women. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kelvin Williams, wrong. Okay, you know what I'm saying? But the pattern proves the act. No, Kelvin. We can't think of surface like that. We can't. We can't think like that. Because here's the thing. Listen to what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. A pattern proves that this person has done this before, right? There's a serial person that done this before, right? I get that. But listen to what I'm saying, Kevin. Am I saying it correctly? I'm just, please charge it to the game and not my heart if I'm saying it incorrectly. Kevin, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, but you're not understanding what I'm saying. People are creatures of habit. Past behaviors predict future behaviors. There is such a thing as an MO. Right. I get that, Kevin. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. I just said, listen to what I said. I said serial killers have habits. They have a way that they do things. But every serial killer is not the same. Every serial killer don't kill the same. I mean, the outcome is different. Some of them may like, if you profile them, some of them like souvenirs. But the way they kill their prey is totally different. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, Kevin, is this. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when we have men, okay, and I advocate for men's rights, okay, if you new to my channel, and we have men who's been charged with these sexual crimes and mishaps, and we have one. Open message. Okay, y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Okay. Okay. So what I'm saying is, okay, good. What I'm saying is, when one woman come forward, there's always a slew come behind her. There, you say that's a pattern, yes, but it's been with every man that's been charged with sexual assault. They're not there. Is you don't get what I'm going with this. Like if like hypothetical, and I may be saying it wrong, but I just want you to hear me clearly because I'm trying to say it correctly. Kevin, if a hypothetical, I could just say you a man that sounds like a man name. I'm sorry if I mess it up and call you a man, but whatever. But if you're a man and a woman charge you with sexual mishap, any form of sexual mishap, okay. One woman, not if you a celebrity, then next thing you know, a slew coming right behind. They only have the heart when it's pertaining to you, but why did no slew of women before that one had an incident with you come forward with the other men that was charged with these sexual harassment claims as well? That's what I am saying. Like, why is it okay? So each individual person that's rich that gets one charge, there's going to be a slew of women coming behind them. That's just not a pattern of, but that the pattern of behavior itself too is that every man that's charged with sexual mishap or something, it's always a slew of women behind them to support what they have been doing. On every single one. That is a problem. That don't make sense to me. And then the women only got the guts to come forward when one person come forward with that particular person. If I was a victim of Cuba before he even grabbed the woman's breast in or whatever allegedly, then when Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and everybody else was coming forward, then the group of women should have been coming forward then even before he did what he did with her. It doesn't make sense. You get one, and then next thing you know, the slew coming behind. That's too much. That's too much. I don't believe, I'm not in agreement with that. Like, that sounds like a setup. That sounds like a setup with the Me Too Time's Up and Emily's List and these women organization groups. That sound like, oh, he got one. We got one. So we need to investigate who he all been with, all his, because it seems like to me, all of the people don't have the heart to come forward to one have the heart to come forward only when a bag is to be had. Yes. Commonalities. Yes. That's true. Truth value has nothing to do with when someone reports an act. But see, I disagree with that. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. No one, every last one of these men that have been charged with a sexual mishap, it seems to me that if one woman charged, nobody's saying nothing. But when one woman come forward, they're saying something. I find that to be that's a problem with me. That's a problem, because if you're going to sit up there and say that these men did something wrong to you, when the slew of women came forward to these other men, you would have had the heart to come forward with this particular man. Why one got to make a report and then everybody else get on it to substantiate it? That don't make no sense to me. That don't sound right to me. And every last one of them do the same damn thing. Now, normally, we know that these are celebrities. So when do we differentiate between being groupies, being with celebrities, being it was consenting? I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sleepy. And now all of a sudden it's a sexual mishap. Now all of a sudden it was inappropriate. Now all of a sudden I didn't ask for it. Absolutely. But you get what I'm saying? When they did that, right? When the priests and everybody did that, they came forward, right? But you don't hear that too much anymore. You get what I'm saying? Because I did one about the priests. See, all this stuff, they've been doing all this stuff, and I'm not saying sexual harassment doesn't happen. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is motive. That's what I'm arguing. I'm arguing motive. What is it behind it? Because we can't act as if the women, some of them wasn't consenting adults. We can't act as if these men were celebrities and these women didn't want to be with them. We can't act as if groupies don't exist. With the priests and everything, I did videos on that, okay? What the difference is the fact that many years later, when you are a kid, you can be dominated by an adult until you become one. It's a difference. You know what I mean? When you are a kid, we are taught to respect adults. We are taught that they're supposed to take care of us. You're supposed to be trusting and everything because you are a kid. That's the difference. But then when you become an adult years later, you get the heart and the courage to come forward, and you get to be able to explain and express yourself a little better. You can defend yourself a little bit more. And you can articulate and do things a little bit better. But when you are automatically grown and you are already grown and you've been sitting up there and engaging with sexual activity, and then when one woman come forward and you think she finna get a bag and now all of y'all gonna come forward at the same time, we gotta question that. Because there's motive for money. Because these men are wealthy. So you got to sit up there and take that into consideration. You can't say that because with the priests, these are children. Children that don't know how to defend themselves, that the mind is still growing, that they just have to they have to figure out what things is what is what. Isn't that what went down with Kills, that some of those girls were under age? Well, the thing of that is some of those girls claimed they were underage. But here is the thing with that. See, this is what I've been telling you. The things they can't give consent. Okay. So here's the thing. They cannot give consent. Kids cannot give consent. Children cannot give consent to have sex. Okay. But that's children. But we're not going to act as if teenagers don't have sex. We're not going to act like that because that's not realistic. We're not going to act like the teenagers, girls do not have babies. That's not realistic. We're not going to sit up there and act as if teenagers do not commit crimes. That's not realistic. We have a whole lot of things that we sit up there and say that teenagers, they ain't at the age of consent. But now, here's the thing about that. We got teenagers that are having sex every day with boys their age and older men. They are the aggressors in this situation. We have teenagers 16, 17, late teenagers, okay? Closer to the end of the age of consent, which is 18. In some states is 16, some states is 17. But what I'm saying to you is this. They can't give consent to grown men. No, they can't give consent, period. See, that's the misunderstanding that we sit up there and have misunderstood. Some states say you can't give consent to up to 5 years older than you or whatever else. If somebody was in 5 years within your senior, you can have sex with. Some of them say you have to just be over this age to be able to consent, period. Some of them say you have to be over the age of 18, okay? But here is what the problem, well, you're not letting me finish talking, but here's the problem with this. The problem is when we have young women who having sex already and already active, right? We want to act as if, okay, that they only can have sex with someone their age. Well, when they have sex with someone their age, they can't sit up there and cancel each other out. So the law doesn't do anything. In other words, if a 15 and 16-year-old have sex with each other or whatever, or two 16-year-olds have sex with each other, well, you don't know which one is the aggressor in that situation because they both were 16. But they both not supposed to even really be having sex. That's in the law. Okay, we want to talk and break down the statutes of the law that they both could have went to jail for having sex. People don't know that, but they could because they wasn't at the age of consent. That's supposed to be an immoral act. And back in those days when they was talking about premarital sex and it was just the biggest sin ever, they both were getting some serious trouble. But that law has never been changed. That law has never been amended. Well, it's been amended a little bit, but not much. Okay. So we have teenagers have babies all the time. We have teenagers commit crimes all the time. But then what do you do when a teenager's having sex with an older man, okay? Having sex with an older man, but that teenager has lied about their age. That teenager's had a fake ID. That teenager has gotten into a court where they uphold the law. That teenager has been out of school for a long length of time, telling somebody that they're 18 and 19 years old, haven't been going to school, so that person don't know. They have a fake ID. What do you do then? So you're saying sexually active women shouldn't be afforded protection against statutory rape by grown men. Sexually active women, well, if they women, then it ain't statutory rape. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. They're not, if they're women, then they're not, there's no statutory rape. But what I'm saying is we want to act as if these people don't do anything. See, the thing is we say that grown men can't do this or grown women can't do that. But when a young boy have sex with an older woman, they don't get the same type of treatment. A woman, I think a teacher got like 3 years for having sex or having a baby with her student in the 8th grade. And she was a grown woman. They don't throw the book at a woman like they do a man. And I think that's a double standard. But for one thing, I think that when you lie about your age or when you have a parent that help you lie about your age just so you can be with that particular older man, I think that if you want to sit up there and arrest the older man, you should arrest the parent too. I think that is definitely one of the things that we should do as society. You know, I don't think that we should sit up there and say, okay, you lied about your age. Oh, that's no excuse. Well, then how are we supposed to know? If you got an ID, a fake ID that's saying you are legal age, how is anybody supposed to know? But the one thing I find interesting, and I say it all the time on my channel, the one thing I find real interesting is that as soon as these kids commit a crime, kill somebody, the government, these very same government that say they kids and can't consent, it's the very same government that'll charge them with as an adult. You know what I mean? And that's problematic. Now, either they kids or they not. Now, if she can't consent to have sex with R. Kelly, although she lied about her age, although the parents lied about her age, and they're not in jail, they're not accomplice to the crime with him, only him, because he's just a golden goose. But the parents can go free. Now, we supposed to be cracking down on child trafficking, then the parents need to be in jail as well. Because there's no way your mother should lie about your age to a grown man, as you say, for engagement sexually. There is no way that she should be out of school for a long length of time telling him that she's in college and she's at the age of consent and he's been with her for over a year, that it's just his fault. I personally think that she shouldn't went to jail. I personally think that more so the parents should went to jail. I think that the FBI should have arrested the parents in this situation, because when the police came to his room, they asked for ID. He asked the mother, when the mother was pretending to be her, how old are you? The mother said 18, but the mother pretending to be her daughter. That is problematic to me, and yet she's not being charged. And I think that's wrong for us as a people to only want to hold the man or the celebrity at fault and not the parents. The first defense of a child is their parents, and when your parents failed that job, they need to be held accountable and with that as well. I just think that the hypocrisy of this whole cases with these men are wrong. And in Cuba Gooding Jr. case, I think it's wrong. I think that, you at a nightclub, men get drunk. If that's the case, every man in America, every woman in America will go to jail for groping. You know what I mean? The little boy who grabbed my butt in the 3rd grade, it doesn't matter how many years ago, 45 years ago, you need to be in jail now. You a sexual predator, because he grabbed every little girl butt on the playground. This is the type of shit that they're doing. They are killing men and women interaction, and that's problematic, whether it's right or wrong. The fact of the matter is, any heterosexual contact, they're killing it. But when we have a person that's in an alternative group be charged with sexual harassment or mishaps, it goes away in the media. It doesn't get publicized the way it does these heterosexual men, particularly black ones. Well, in a sense, it doesn't dissolve chaos, but in a sense it does. Because if your parent is sitting up there, because he wouldn't know how old you is. Like, say, for instance, if you meet me and I tell you I'm 18 and I'm really 17, and even in Chicago, the age of consent is 17. It's not 18. So people need to understand that every state has a different law. So up to 5 years or whatever, right? So say, for instance, I'm 17 and I tell you I'm 18. My mom pretended to be me and she tell you I'm 18. I have an ID that says I'm 18. I've been with you for almost a year. So therefore, and not been in school damn near a lot of the times. And I'm able to go live with you. I've been living with you. How is a man supposed to think that she's not 18? Like, we're not thinking clearly. We're not thinking rationally. We're just thinking that she's just the age and he shouldn't have did it. But he wasn't there when she was born. He did not see the date in the year of when she was born, when she came out her mama womb. She going by what they tell us. Just like if I meet you in a nightclub and I tell you how old I am, you only going by what I tell you. You're only going by what I tell you. You know what I mean? So to sit up there and say, okay, well, you 18 and I've been engaged with you and you've been at my house for damn near a year and you ain't been in school and your mama lied about your age and all. No, I don't think he should be real responsible. No, I do not. Not in that instance, no. Not in that instance, no. Now, if he knew her age, if he pursued her, if he did all these things, then it'd be different. But that was not the issue here. The issue is that these women went to him. The issue is that they lied about their age. That's the whole issue that people forget in that instance. You know what I mean? And then the thing of it is that these girls sat up here well, because of the simple fact is a lot of people who have fake IDs and they get caught. And a lot of times the liquor stores get off with the fake IDs because now this is why they have strips on the back of your ID. because now they supposed to run that. And they don't get caught because they just looked at it. They get caught because they don't scan it. That's why they put barcodes behind IDs now. And a lot of liquor licenses got their license taken, but at the same time got it reinstated because of the ID. So this is one of the reasons why they put strips on the back of the IDs. So the protocol is to take that your liquor license or temporarily suspended and have that child engage, in trouble with the law until they figure everything out. But 9 times out of 10, they'll get their liquor license and they end up getting their liquor license back. But they had to sit up there and go through the state and legislature to change these IDs. And this is why they continue to do it, because we have kids with fake IDs. Not only was they getting liquor license and beer and cigarettes, but they were getting cans paint. They were getting some drugs and things of that nature where you're supposed to be 18 years old to get them. And so they wasn't able to fake these fake IDs because they perfected that with just the regular laminate. So what they did was they made them cards. They have the watermarks on them, and they have the barcode scan stripes on it, almost like a credit card. And this is why they have those things, because even though we do that because of protocol, that's just like if you was arrested for something. Sometimes you got to get arrested and then they sort out the issues, and sometimes the charges be dropped or whatever, but not all the time that they sit up here and they just get their liquor license taken and get shut down. No, that's not happen like that. But that just can be just protocol, so it is. But that's one incidence when you buying liquor. To go and miss a whole year of school, that's something totally different. Like a whole year, like to go live with him. And then when she told him that she was 17, he sent her home and her mama sent her back. The thing of it is, if he go to jail, why they ain't going? And if they ain't going, then he shouldn't go. That's law. It don't matter if somebody right or wrong or different. It's law. The problem with people is that they want to sit up there and hold people accountable because of their feelings or what they feel like. But it's not law to do that. We have a democracy that says you're supposed to be under the presumptions of innocent to proven guilty. Okay? But when you sit up here and have a documentary out for 2 years, your name slander in the media, you've been muted, and every media site is talking bad about you, no man can have a fair trial. And that's just democracy. We don't even know if he is guilty or innocent in this case because he wasn't able to have a fair trial. When you have a judge that give a 3 hours instruction to the jury, when you have a judge that gave all of the prosecuted evidence in and none of the defense evidence in, that's problematic. It doesn't matter if he did all of what y'all claiming that he's done. It's problematic. If you follow the law, it will let you know where you need to correct it. And this is one of the reasons why I tell people on my channel to follow the law. And you will know what you need to correct. You will know what you need to vote for. You will know what it is you need to contact your senators and everything for. Well, see, the thing of it is, we don't know that. That's the thing. If I'm a person and I'm a man and you a grown woman, I don't know you out of control. I'm thinking you're grown. I'm thinking you grown. And he was way too guilty for public opinion. Way too, beforehand. So a lot of us think that because of these things happen over, or these rumors been going on for so long, that it must be true, and that's just problematic for me. Well, if he had sex with underage girls, or did he have sex with girls and they was consenting adults? I mean, nobody in here, you know what I'm saying, did he? Did he have sex with them? Did these girls? Because if he was under the impression that they were of age, then there wasn't underage. And, You know what I mean? They wasn't underage. If he was under the impression that they was of age and he asked for ID, which they stated that he asked for ID. They stated that. And they showed ID. It's just that some of them had some really good fake IDs, but they showed some ID, some form of ID, and they were gone. So it is what it is. But there wasn't no underage girls. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't none. And then the thing of it is, if they were, there is no parents in jail. Like, human trafficking a lot of times starts at home. A lot of times. Not all, but a lot of times. And if you got a daughter that is 14, 15, having sex with a 30-year-old man or more or older or whatever, and you turn the other way because you think she finna get a career and you don't go to jail either, then why should he go? You're right. Saying you're 18 don't make it so, but having the ID just bag it up don't make you incorrect. It ain't his fault. It's not his fault. It doesn't matter what we say, you know what I'm saying? It's not his fault. You know, it's not his fault. You cannot be lying about your age. Your parents can't be taking you to adult concerts. You know, we have to sit up here and make sure that these people are held accountable. I'm not taking my daughter to an R. Kelly concert, a Keith Sweat concert, nobody that's talk about adult things. We were problems. Geronda was underage. Aaliyah was underage. Was two girls in the video saying she was underage. Geronda lied about her age and she got into the courthouse and they asked for ID in the courthouse and she said in the first trial. And then they asked her for ID when she went into the party. Okay, so she lied about her age. Azriel's mother pretended to be her and she lied about her age and she had an ID and the police came to the room and they looked at her ID and said, "Have a good day." And the mother sat up there and pretended she was Azriel and sent photos to him. Okay? So those two and Aaliyah never said anything negative. People made her a victim. She never said anything about being one. And that's real talk. I showed the video. She said there's nothing going on there between her and Robert. She admired him. He's a great artist, a producer, and a songwriter. And then there's nothing there, and that was it. And nobody's admitting the fact that she got a career out of it. You not understanding what I'm saying, Kevin. You don't know if somebody is lying about their age if you have ID that says that they are 18. Period. It's not a defense when they don't have ID, but when they have credentials to say and back up what they're saying, there's nothing else that you can do but to go on that. Like if you date a woman today, she says she's 23. If she says she's 18 and she's 17 and you got ID, what are you going to do? You can't do nothing else but to go on what she say. If the police don't know where they uphold the law and the courthouse don't know where they uphold the law, how you expect R. Kelly to know? You're not making sense in this case. It doesn't matter. But in Cuba Gooding Jr. case, these women were adults. And getting back on that, and they were adults, really grown, in nightclubs, okay? Hopefully they were grown in nightclubs because it seems like to me these kids can do what the hell they want to do and we supposed to card them, and then when they got fake IDs or whatever or good ones, we supposed to still know. I don't understand that concept. But anywho, these women now all of a sudden had the courage to come forward. Not when Bill Cosby came forward, R. Kelly, fake accusers came forward, all of them came forward. Now, all of a sudden, they had the heart to come forward. If a man get charged tomorrow, another celebrity, one woman come forward, it can be a lie. A slew gonna come right behind him. Every woman he been with. everyone. That's problematic. You feel what I'm saying? Problematic. And I find it to be very funny that, and I'm glad you remind me of that, Jabbar, because I said that several times. It's so funny how people like Mr. Williams said about children and underage girls, but a 9-year-old boy can change his sex. A 17-year-old girl who close to 18 can't date an older man if she choose. And even if she lied about her age and having a fake ID, it's still his fault. But this 9-year-old boy can just decide, I want to be a girl, and that's all okay for the world. We just messed up in the world. We are really messed up. He can change his whole body, whole sex, whole name. But a 17, 3 months before 18-year-old cannot date an older man. We so messed up in the world. The arguments that we have, we are so messed up in the world. We got to do better. This 9-year-old can do it, but she's 17, 18 because she underage and she can't consent. Well, he can consent to changing his goddamn sex. Y'all better stop fooling with spitting fire. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. And what I'm saying about these women, I want to know how many other men have groped them. I've had men grope me. I've had boys grope me. If I tried to put all, I can't even remember all the ones who did. But the very law that says they can't consent that they talking about is the same law that if they commit a crime, they can charge them as an adult then. Hypocrisy at its best. Hypocrisy at its best. At its best. If Geronda was 16, she can't consent and all this and that. She go out and kill an older man. They ain't gonna say she a juvenile. They not gonna, she a juvenile. She at the age, she a juvenile, she under 18, right? No, we gonna charge her as an adult. Oh, so now the double standard. Let's move along. Okay, we talked about Gooding. We talked about R. Kelly in reference to. Let's move along. Oh, Lord have mercy. And when we talked about Cuba Gooding Jr., it looked like he just had it rough during these times of these allegations. And these men that are rich coming forward. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they good men. I'm not saying they perfect. I'm sure they're assholes. They have everything handed to them. They're celebrities. Things handed to them on a plate. But you can't consent and then cry victim when it's convenient. When one person come forward, oh, you coming forward on Cuba? Oh, I've been with Cuba. Oh, now I'm a victim too. That's not a pattern of behavior. This is a lynching on black men. This is not like profiling a predator. This is lynching on black celebrity men. Black celebrity men. I don't care what the Me Too lady says. I don't care what people are saying. Everybody is the same. Everybody come out with a slew of women. After one allegation, then all of a sudden a slew come. But they ain't had that big old damn mob of women didn't have the courage to come forward when other men in other cases was coming forward. But then when this particular one, they had the guts to come forward. I'm so glad I'm not shallow. I'm so glad that I can think. I'm so glad that I notice the difference. I see BS. I'm so glad. And what's so funny about the shit when it comes to this stuff with Time's Up and all this and that, when it comes to Bill Cosby, I'm so glad that the Supreme Court overturned his conviction. Seen the BS too. Bullshit at its best. Bullshit at its best. Thank you, Night Owl. Bullshit at its best. You all of a sudden now you have the heart to come forward. One woman come forward. Now slew of you have a heart to come forward. All these other men been charged for the last 2 or 3 years. You ain't had a heart to come forward. So if tomorrow a woman come forward with Denzel, then a slew of women go come forward behind. Because now that's a prior bad act. You don't get what I'm going? That's some bullshit. These women, that's BS. That's BS. Let's move along. Okay. I done talked about R. Kelly for an hour. Let me go back and talk about some things. About how we messed up when it came to black men. I showed this yesterday. Excuse me because I didn't read the numbers right when I did this. Yesterday I showed it and I don't feel like doing it over, you guys. I do know how to read numbers, but I misread the numbers in here. Okay. But you guys can get where I'm going with this. So I showed this yesterday in the video. I'm going to show it again because I just think it's so pertinent. I think it's where we as people drop the ball. Let's just see what we know. Let me read this about first. People was emailing me about some things. And when they were emailing me about some things about what we can do in helps of certain men that are, in these situations because of these movements right here. I've often told people that it takes money to fight these people, right? You can't just fight them just without any money. You have to fight them with some money. And so as we can see, they have raised during this time, and I'm sure it's a lot more now, but they had raised during this time, which was about 2 or 3 years ago. And I think the least one was a year and a half ago. Okay. And Meryl Streep donated $50,000. Okay. And then see top donations, and these are top donations. Okay. So we have $2 million creative artists agency. Okay. And that was 45 months ago. So that was like, a while ago, right? 3.5 years ago or so, 4 years ago. And then we have, Kate Capshaw and Steven Spielberg's $2 million. Mark Wahlberg on behalf of Michelle Williams. Okay. $1,500,000. Anonymous. Sherwood Foundation. Okay. United Talent Agency. Okay. These are they top. Katie McGrath. Okay. William Morrison endeavors on behalf of Michelle Williams. Okay. Sandra Bullock, $500,000. Melinda Gates, okay, $500,000. Jennifer Aniston, $500,000. Okay. Paradigm Talent Agency, $500,000. Shonda Rhimes, $500,000. Reese Witherspoon, $500,000. Meryl Streep, $500,000. Anonymous, $250,000. Caitlyn Kennedy, $250,000. The Marilyn and Jeffrey, Kaisenberg Foundation, $250,000. Chrissy Teigen and John Legend on the behalf of the heroic gymnasts of the United States gymnastics team, which was here in I think it's one of them colleges that was harassed, and that was $200,000. Okay. Human Heritage Project, $150,000. Cause Media Group, $141,000 some change. Anonymous, $100,000. Nicole Kidman And the Kid Fund, okay, they donated $100,000. Nicole Kidman. Okay, Anchor Point Foundation Group, Kelvin Klein donated $100,000. GoFundMe team. The GoFundMe itself donated $100,000. Oprah Winfrey donated $100,000. Taylor Swift donated $100,000. Anonymous. Meryl Streep donated another $50,000. Guy and Michelle, okay. Osiri donated $50,000. Another one. Okay, Shayna Alexander Charitable Foundation in memory of Shayna Alexander and David Alter, $50,000. Patricia Cornwell and Dr. Stacy Gruber. Let's see, $50,000. Howard Altman T. Okay, all these big names. Okay, $50,000. Some anonymous people, $50,000. Seth Meyers, Alan Papio. Okay, Megan Ellison, $50,000. She did it twice. Okay. Jessica Chastain, $50,000. Emily Stone, $50,000. Kate Blanchett. Okay, Natalie Portman. Okay, Harry Styles. Okay, and then he goes some Lisa Borders, $25,000. Okay, Midler Family Foundation. Michael Kors donated $25,000. Stephen P. Warren. Okay, Vanessa Naito. Okay, here we go. These are some of the big names that you do know, and some of the anonymous names we know, but they want to remain anonymous. Jessica Capshaw. Okay. Jessica Timberlake and Justin Timberlake, $25,000. Okay, Annie Hathaway, $25,000. Jude Law. Okay, so Jude Law, $21,600. Okay, and then we got some other people. Twitter, okay, Inc. in honor of Kerry Washington. So Twitter itself donated $20,000, and you can see why these social media is on board with these movements. As Spittinfire, have been telling you for 3 years that they all in cahoots. I did not tell you. I told you. Deborah Messing, okay. Deborah Messing, she donated $20,000. Scarlett Johansson, $20,000. Bessie Beers, $20,000. DMK Foundation, Nita L. Shaw, Nancy Caldwell, okay, Mary Steinbergen and Ted Danson, okay, they donated $15,000. Okay, Lena Dunham, $15,000. Chelsea Handler, she donated $15,000. Buckley Sander, okay. Mary Parent, Blair Cohen, America Ferreira, okay. Anonymous, leading authorities on behalf of Sally Yates, okay. Okay, Richard Sage, okay. Richard Sachs, $10,000 and some change. Irene Fisher, so they making sure that Goldman Sachs, nobody hires them because they are a supporter and contributor to this Me Too movement. So you got to watch what law firm you hire, because they can be down with these movements. They have over 800 firms that support them. Okay, then we have all these. Paramount Network, okay, Paramount, all right, anonymous, okay, you see what I'm saying? So these are the top donors, right? These are the top donors, okay, and be a top donor at Times Up Foundation with and more, okay. These are the top donors, right? And they're donating, right? See, Meryl Streep donated twice. The first one she did was $500,000, and the second one was $50,000. She gave another $50,000. Shonda Rhimes gave $500,000. Reese Witherspoon $500,000. So Sandra Bullock, all of them gave some good money to this foundation. Okay, so hey, at this point, with the type of money that they're giving, we would have to do some serious calculation. That's what I'm going to take. So as of right now, they have, starting out, and this was probably 3 years ago, $25,000, just round, okay? And they say yearly since it launched, more than 3,700 people from all 50 states and DC have sought legal help through the Times Up Defense Fund. Okay, Times Up Defense Fund, and they have a lot of people to help with with them. Beneficiary, okay, organization. It's in DC. Okay, and let's see. What I wanted to read. Nearly 800 attorneys have joined the network so far. Some are taking cases pro bono or to reduce rates, and some are receiving Times Up legal defense fund support to help defray some fees and costs. So this is probably why Gloria Allred is taking these cases pro bono when it comes to these men. And she's getting some money from them, and she will be getting some money if these people win their legal cases. Okay, so I want you guys to understand this. The fund has already allocated more than $5 million to 75 cases, ranging for a dollar store cashier in Brooklyn to fire department paramedics in Chicago. Okay, so it ranged from a dollar store all the way to the fire department, where people are sitting up there going to the Times Up, women who are feeling like they've been done wrong in the workplace, but it's still sexual at work. Okay, workplace. And they also this fund is also shared with Me Too. Okay, so the lawyers that actually represent the whole movement itself with Times Up, it's the same firm that represent the Me Too movement. And these are serious monies, okay? And Times Up have gotten in some trouble, okay, paying a top board members hefty salaries while only giving small amount of money to people that they claim and that actually need help or asking for help, as what Jessica Reed did with the Me Too. And she wanted help, and they shift her because they actually working with a man who sexually assaulted her. All right, so that being said, let's move on to some serious calculation. Okay, so yes, so sexual harassment happens in the workplace, whether it's sexual assault or anything else, or advanced sexual gestures or whatever in the workplace. Okay, so that's what the Times Up is. So a lot of times it goes hand in hand with the Me Too. That's why people say Times Up, Me Too movement. That's why you see both of them. The Defense Fund handles both organizations. They handle the Me Too movement, and they handle the Times Up movement as well. Okay, so one is in the workplace and one's not supposed to be in the workplace, or we're not. So, and one is if you want to really put somebody in jail. Okay, because we already have the EEOC for sexual harassment, but why would we need Times Up? You get what I'm saying? So it's for empowering women and things like that. And they say men, but they only do that for protection or whatever. So that's what that is, Calvin Williams. All right. So let's see about some calculations, okay? And now, like I said, I misread these numbers, y'all, okay? Bear with me. We may run away. Now, I'm not. Okay, so before I sit up there and show you this again, all right? Okay, so we know that the Times Up 4 years ago, they was working with 25 million. So I'm sure that it's more than that. And remember, if you have followed me 3 years ago or close to 3 years ago when I first started, I tried to get some things done with us as a group of people to help these men and to help our community, okay? Because these men are being done wrong in our legal system, and these movements have infiltrated our court system. And now I know, Calvin Williams, I know you support these women liberations movement, but we don't over here. And at least I don't. I can only speak for me. And my thing is, I tried to get people to help out. Like, it takes money to fight these people. These people got a whole lot of money. What comes with money? Power, right? So people say, well, we don't have that kind of money. Well, we don't. But what we have, numbers. Remember I said that a lot of us have thousands of subscribers? Some of us have more than 10, more than 15, more than 20,000 subscribers. And I said that if we have people to actually contribute on a normal basis for so long, we could actually give these movements a run for their money. And that the men who's caught up in these sexual harassment, bogus sexual harassment claims, like these wealthy men, we could help them out. You know what I mean? We can do some things. We can give them a really good fight, but we can't do that with just YouTube and coming on here speaking up or giving it to big bloggers. We really have to really get involved, and I tried to tell you that. But the thing of it is when it came down to giving money, what do we do as black people? What we do is we want to know where the money going. We want to regulate this. We want to regulate that. When them people that I just showed you donate, they donate and they move on. They don't sit up there and try to stay around and micromanage. If you believe in the cause, they donate and they move on. What do we do as black people? Where the money going? What she do with it? Where is that? Who did what with it? We want to donate and regulate. You know what I mean? They don't do that. They're professionals. Professionals donate money and they only donate what they can afford and they move on with it. They wouldn't care what the hell happened to it because they did it in good faith and now they moved on. It ain't going to make or break them. So I wanted you guys to do the same thing. I wanted you guys to donate something that you can afford that ain't going to make and break you. If you donate $20, it's not going to make and break you. If you work every day and you get paid every week or every 2 weeks and you can donate a certain amount of money, and we wanted to have some pledges, right? So between all the channels that's in support of these men and want to fight for men's rights and the injustices that we as people go through, I tried to give you guys some enlightenment on let's get some things together for us. Let's start taking it back, right? Because we are a group of people, we talk about these things, right? But nobody. When I tried to start a GoFundMe, I raised only $35, and that was sickening. So a lot of you are going to be mad at yourselves. For those of you who are day ones, for those of you who are new, you got to look and learn. Okay, you're going to have to trust somebody some of the time, and this is what they did. They were organized. I am an organizer. I told you guys that. They had everybody in key and play and doing what they good at doing, and they did it. They raised $25 million. Now, that's a healthy start to get any laws passed to support your movement, to get any courts to support what it is you're doing. I told you that we could have fought them back because we are the people. We the people. They may be millionaires, but we are the people. How many times is a millionaire going to donate $2 million? How many times is a millionaire going to donate $1 million, $500,000, even 250,000, 100,000? Not that many times. Not for the same movement. So what did I tell you? If we would have done too much money, but Sandra, the movement, she said that that's how they got the power. I put that in the video. Tina Chan, who's over the Time's Up movement, said that's how they keep their power. They have powerful people in positions. That's how they keep power. That's how they become strong. That's how they get their way. You get what I'm saying? Because they have power and they donate to parties, political parties that's going to support their agenda. You get what I'm saying? So what did I try to tell you guys back in 2019 when I tried to start a GoFundMe and only raised $35? And I gave that $35 back. And it was sad because we as black people, the majority of us that is black, we can do better. They came up with $25 million. Now, I just give some predictions. We all have thousands of subscribers. I gave some predictions. And here is the calculations. And I'm going to warn you, y'all going to be mad at yourselves. All right? So take a look. No, not that. I don't know accurate numbers, okay? These and are everything. Just predictions. And I won't share accurate numbers. So these are just estimates. Okay, hold on. Okay, so these are just estimates on what it is we're looking at. So we know that there was 3 years ago, 25 million, okay? 25 million. And let's just say you have let's just say between the channels that support the men that we support, let's just say, let's start off with 10K. Okay. It's more than that, but let's just start off with the basic 10,000. Okay. And let's just start off with a small number. Let's start off with 10K subs, right? And let's just say 100% of that, okay? So we have 10,000 subs, okay? This is just predictions, right? This is not true. I'm quite sure it's much more. And let's just say we have people who say, okay, we're going to donate weekly amounts, $20, okay? $20, okay? A week, okay? A week. And let's just say there's 52 weeks in a year. Okay? So I'm quite sure you guys doing the basics. So we doing 50, 20, okay? Right? Times how many weeks? 52, right? And that's times what? How many subs? 10K, right? That will put us at 10,400,000, right? Am I right? Am I right? Because you got a 1, 2, 3 decimal, 1, 2, 3 decimal.
Comma,
okay.
sorry.
Am I correct? So that will put us at 10,400,000. Okay.
10,400,000.
That's with $20 a week. That is if everybody donated 20,000 a week faithfully for a year.
Not 20,000.
We've been in this R. Kelly fight for 3 years. So this is the potential amount of money that we could have raised.
So if we would have donated $20 a week times 52 weeks times the 10,000 people who pledged to do it. Okay. That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
Times, let's just round up to 3. We could have had, 32,200,000, 200,000,
31,200,000. That's what I meant to say.
Dollars. Almost $31,200,000. We could have gave them a run for their money. You get what I'm going with this? Let's do this again now. And this is lowballing. This is lowballing. Okay? So we clear it. If we got 10,000 pledges, 10,000 who pledge, that means 10,000 workers who pledge $20 a week. Right? So we got $20 times 52 weeks equals $1,040. So we got $1,040, right? That's for one person times 10,123 equal $10,400,000. Times, am I doing this correctly now? Because I'm okay. 3 equal this. We could have gave them a run for our money.
Their money. All right. Okay, so you guys understand where I was going with this? So I'm sorry that I got the calculations wrong. But what I was saying was, if we had 10,000 people, right? It's more than that in this skills sector. We had 10,000 people pledge. So we say we're going to pledge, right? And we're going to pledge $20 a week out of our paycheck. We're going to pledge $20. And we're going to put it in an account. We're going to have a CPA, licensed and insured and bonded, okay? And we're going to have it in a financial, our money going to be in a financial institution, okay? FDIC insured for wealth management, right? And we're going to have this money, and we're going to have a board, we'll have a trustee, we'll have everybody to oversee that type of money, because that's millions of dollars. You don't donate just to a PayPal or nothing like that. You do it correctly, right? So we was in this fight almost 3 years, okay? And it was almost 3 years ago that I tried to get this done. So if they raise $25 million, and we the people, and we don't have that kind of money, we don't have money to donate, not even $100. We don't have that kind of money to donate. $100 can, we the working class, right? So we say, shit, if we can donate $20. Now they ain't gonna make or break a lot of us. We can finally get 20 people that it won't break us. $20 a week. We could have gave these people a run for their fucking money, because we can come out $20 a week a lot longer than they can come out $1 million. 100,000, 200,000, 10,000, all that kind of type of money. You get where I'm going with this? This is why I told people, when you have a lot of people, this man is in there. They really aren't. The president and political people make nothing for poor people in the streets, and many won't work. All this millionaire hypocrite movement is bullshit. Sorry. That may be, but that's not what I'm saying. So what I'm saying to you is, if we were back then in 2019, were serious, if we was a group of people that was really serious, that's why I say these people are not serious. These people are on YouTube for entertainment. If they was really serious about helping Robert Sylvester Kelly, really serious about helping Bill Cosby, whatever, we could have gave these people a run for their money. When you have millions of dollars and stuff like that, and you got parties you want to endorse that's going to endorse your what you working for and what you doing, that's all they're doing. They put money behind people to sit up there and get them to pass laws in their favor. That's how that works. It doesn't just work on speaking about R. Kelly on here. It take money. And a lot of people that are our people doesn't have. That's what I'm saying, Warren King. We are the people. We don't have that kind of money, but we have quantity. We have the quantity. And we can donate $20 a lot longer than they can donate that big ass lump sum they coming out with. They came out with $25 million. We would have had over $31 million. We could have, at best, we could have threw monkey wrenches in they shit. At best. Now all these men are being taken down. All these men are being taken down. All of them. And you know what? It's so funny that you guys are still, because when I showed this video yesterday, the chat was the same way. Still. I think people were stunned. I think those who've been in this fight with me and listening for the last 3 years can probably be upset with themselves. It's not about following me. I told you I didn't want nothing to do with it. I try to tell people what to do, what you need to do to protect the money, to go with these movements and protect these men. These men need protection. You got all these groups for women. Women are not that weak. I'm a woman. We're not that weak. We know how to get a motherfucker up off us at work. We are not that weak. And for them to make it seem like we are, for people to believe and support these movements like this, giving false illusions, Time's Up wouldn't even help one of the accusers that claimed Russell Simmons did something to her. Because Oprah backed out the HBO deal, the woman got mad, they told her F her. If you don't go public and talk about it, then we'll help you. We'll do a little something for you. You're supposed to be helping women. That ain't what you're supposed to say to somebody that you claim is a victim. Jessica Reed called Time's Up and tried to reach out to the Me Too movement for Charlamagne the God. Tarana Burke over the Me Too movement is in Surviving R. Kelly with Charlamagne the God. Do you think she reached out to Jessica Reed? No. That's one woman. That's one woman who could have came forward, and what they do, they blocked her. Because you know what was going to happen with that one woman come forward. A slew was going to come behind. But they blocked that one. Calvin Williams. They blocked that one. Spittinfire know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all know I know what I'm talking about. You see how we could have did some things? We have so much power. But we so weak. Jealous, untrustworthy, and don't let the people who know how do it. So I see y'all quiet. I see the chat stuck. Y'all was stuck yesterday when I did it. Any other time the chat going up. What you stuck for? You mad at yourself? Well, it happens. Because the chat was so stuck yesterday too. Every time I show this calculation, the chat gets stuck. So, let me show you this. Let me see. You see how I be talking about cultural obligation? It don't even matter if somebody right or wrong. People believe who they believe in, but they come together. You see this? The police association. Defense bagged up $1 million. Whether he lost or not, they bagged up $1 million for him. They gonna work that million. They sentencing him to a lot of time. Believe me, he would not get that many years. They did that for the public, so it won't be an outrage. When it could calm down, he's gonna get off on parole. Trust me. $1 million. We couldn't even raise up money for our own men. But this man killed somebody in broad daylight with people, and the police department got $1 million itself to bag behind him. Black people, we got to do better. We got to do better. And $20 ain't gonna, my hair cost, and with all these colors, cost more than that. $20 a week. Y'all know damn well y'all blow 5, 6, 8, 20 times more than that. And it don't matter how much you make, $20. We could have had 31, and then you know what we could have did with the rest of that if we didn't use it all. We could have gave it to for our cause, for our people. We could start building, literally. So much. So much. We don't invest in us. We get them rich. Or we buy them Gucci purses and Coach purses and Michael Kors purses and Louis Vuitton purses and MCM bags, and we get the weave, $200-300 weave, and we get the nails done, $200-300 on the nails. Okay, we eat out 2-3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? We riding around real good like we supposed to, but we supposed to help the whole community do that. We supposed to get our people out of poverty by showing. And those who want to stay in the gutter, we put them back in the damn projects. But the ones who are working class like us, who built that, could have built that 32 million, we could have been like the suburbs, the black suburbs, like Potomac. We could have been them next people. Nice neighborhoods without graffiti. We could have had the police really policing us. We could have bought some respect. Why do we think people should respect us when we don't respect ourselves? But this is why the LGBT is getting ahead. They came up with money. They put money behind a political party that's going to push what they want to pass. And he doing that. It doesn't matter if we like it. It doesn't matter if you support it or not. The fact is money rules it. They put money behind the Democratic Party, and what happened? All these laws passed for them, and they got a president that when he got in office, he went on an LGBT tour on how much he support them. They bought the media. They trying to take down Dave Chappelle, and we're going to get into that in a minute. They strong organization because they understand it take money. We don't do that. We didn't do that. We go to work every day. We tend to our own families. We have our own issues. We leave it alone. We vote and we let them worry about it, and then we want something. They said to hell with the black America. The gays is the one came up with the money for us. They say hell with your reparations. You ain't putting nothing behind this goddamn party. You electing us, yeah, thank you for your vote. But you ain't putting nothing behind us. But they put something behind them. Money rules. Me too, Jocelyn. But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is money rules. If black people want something, they got to come up and get something. You got to decide what party is going to be best for you and give you and your people what you want. And you can't be selfish about just the people that donate. It got to be for the community. And you going to have messed up black people that's going to try to ruin it. But the problem with that is, and people going to hate when I say this is why they had projects. Those people who did not want to do better stayed there. Those people who lived there couldn't afford to get out. They worked damn hard to get out. Trying to get out the projects. When you want something, that's what you do. When you don't want nothing, they caged them in because they didn't want nothing. But the working class reaped the benefits of living better. Now, a lot of people around the world shut down projects. Now, them people flooded the neighborhoods, and we wonder why there's blight houses all over the place. We wonder why the community is looking bad and why these people who you was a pretty neighborhood, now they breaking in your house. But what we do, we don't trust nobody. There was one person, you can donate $1. Somebody want to know where the money went. It's $1. I still want to know what she did with the money. Sylvia was giving transcripts. Transcripts so we can know what's going on in the courts. So we can have inside information for the man who we supposed to support. And people gave her hell about coming up with money. We have to stop that. Then people say, oh, well, the transcripts ain't that much. R. Kelly transcript is. His transcripts ain't like your black ass. If you get caught up in trouble, you're not a high profile case. People act like they don't get that. They got to say something. We need to learn to stop talking. They didn't come up with no money to try to get the transcript, but because it was her idea, we get jealous. A lot of people get jealous because it wasn't their idea first, or because people doing it. And then people got the transcripts. Everybody counting people pockets. Mad because people donating to people's channels. It's crazy. But I'm talking about as far as, and I've always said people need to make money. You hear me say that all the time. People need to make money. You able to see me is because of electricity. They don't give a damn about my issues. That bill come every month. Gas bill come every month. House note, car insurance, car note. It's every month. Gas in your car. The expenses, they're every month. Every month. So to sit up there and count other people's money, that just all kind of bills, it's every month. It's absurd. Like, people ain't supposed to make money to live. They supposed to make money to live. This is why I donate to channels. I understand that. I don't expect for people to do anything for free. I don't expect that. The Time's Up Me Too organization, believe me, they getting paid. They going around trying to start a movement and get things together. That takes time. And they go charge you a healthy salary for that. And people willing to pay it. And you seen why I showed you those top donors. They understand business when we don't. We just acting like niggas. We got to stop. I know one time it was a girl told me, I was like, well, if you can, I was just starting off with the channel. If you can donate $1, because I was trying to get signatures, petitions. This was in the R. Kelly situation. She told me she had to pay her rent. I asked for $1. Your rent is $1? Where you live at, that's $1. She said she had to pay her rent. In other words, that was a situation I'm not donating. Don't understand niggas. That's how niggas think. That's why they ain't got nothing. That's why we ain't got nothing. But I just showed you that those rich people, they understand money. They talking money. They got money. And then the organization that raised it, they got the money. And they got everything they want. And these men getting caught up in all this bullshit so these women can be empowered and have these positions and take precedence. And I'm all for that, but not at the expense of men. Not at the expense of men and being labeled a predator, a rapist, because you had a fling with him, and now all of a sudden it didn't go the way you wanted to go, and somebody charging with something, oh, now you can get it back. I'm not for that. That's wrong. One woman come out on each woman, then a slew come out every behind them. And we want to say, see, it's a pattern. Everybody got that same fucking pattern. Shit is crazy. Will go to the club and spend 20, 30, 40, and 50,000. Them rappers. Working class men will spend a lot of money. People go to the casinos. We are damaged. And this is why myself, I am working to get out of this R. Kelly sector. I will always advocate for men. I will always put my 2 cents in. I will always show my support on the channel. But as far as it being about that, organizing, I'm done with it. And this is why I showed you me Xing out with it. After next year, I'm not going to speak on this case. I'm going to try my best not to. Only when it's in the media, like everybody else. People are not serious. Not just R. Kelly or Bill Cosby, but men in general. And the Me Too lady says she's coming after regular men. Regular men. Especially after Kwame had Jessica Reed's family on his channel. And at that time, he went viral. So he had millions of views. So she had to come out because Jessica Reed's mother said that they reached out to the Time's Up movement. And she would not. Who was in Surviving R. Kelly? Tarana Burke. Who else? Charlamagne the God. Who Jessica Reed said violated her? Charlamagne the God. So she wasn't going to come for her. She wasn't going to listen to her. But if it's a pattern of behavior, like Calvin Williams said, I'm sure that if they allowed Jessica Reed to come out on him, then a slew would have came out behind her. It's all about money. You know it's about money anytime people fight. When it's a coronavirus that can kill us all, to open so they can make money. But if we all dead, how you gonna make money? So that was the predictions that I came. So I'm sorry if y'all and y'all feelings, I hurt y'all feelings for telling y'all the truth, but you needed to hear it. A lot of these men in R. Kelly, sometimes you have to face the harsh truth. I tried years ago. People knew muting is bullying. I tried. For those of you who've been with me for the beginning, you know I tried. Some of you supporters are the reason as well. Not just the jury. You're the reason. Not knowing how to come together. You can be entertained all you want to. But you need to know what is important. Other cultures have it. Caucasians got it. Everyone else have it. We the only one. Black America, we don't have it. We have no cultural obligation. We don't have it at all. And when I say sometimes we so uninvolved, and uneducated, doesn't mean you can have a lot of degrees and just act uneducated. For real. Like, you got to understand the basics. We don't have it. We let these men down. That's the honest to God truth. It wouldn't have turned out like this. Not this bad. We could have gave them a run for their money. They came up They came together in the 60s for the civil rights movement. They got things turned. They got laws in place because they came together and they raised a lot of money. The people were tired of being treated the way they were treated. They raised a lot of money. And and that was just 10,000. It's thousands of us. Thousands. And a lot of us at work now. And a lot of us work. And $20 ain't shit. $20 a week ain't shit. We could have moved a mountain. And we didn't. And now men are going to prison. We gave them our men. We sold them. We divided. They're going to prison. And speaking of that, because back in the day, when men did something wrong, when they really did something wrong, we handled it. Like this one. This guy is dead. He is dead. I won't even say his name because it's not even worth it. He's dead. You know why he's dead? He was a child killer in Kenya, killing children. He escaped from police custody. His dumb ass thought it was going to be okay for his ass to go back into the community where he abducted the kids. They didn't want to give him to the white men. The people wanted to be judge and jury themselves, and they were. They mobbed him to death. He escaped police custody, went back into the neighborhood where he was abducting the kids, and they mobbed him to death. So many people mobbed him that the police don't even know where to begin. There's no way, and nobody's talking. And there's a mob of people were cleaning up, so now everything is tampered. They can't even sit up there and arrest anyone. And the people happy. And he actually did it because he confessed to it. He gave them 5 bodies of where he killed some of the kids. But the community came together. They came together. They didn't do the no snitching shit there. They beat that man to death. The police said his head was bashed in. Them people in Kenya was not playing with him. It's safe in police custody. Now his black ass is dead. So he need to be buried right where he put the babies. That's a real predator. So let me see. I thought that I put it up here. But I didn't. So let me do this. Okay, let's get into it. Judge firms up trial date for Smollett. Won't dismiss case. Okay, a judge in Chicago has denied the last-ditch effort to dismiss a criminal case against actor Jussie Smollett. Okay, this is by ABC News, and this is by the Associated Press, right? So this is for a couple days ago, right? And Liz, you didn't hear this all over the internet. You didn't hear this. And for some reason, I don't think his trial or his sentencing will be nowhere near what these other ones that I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so that's his sister and family members on the side of him. Okay, and it says Chicago judge on Friday denied the last-ditch effort to dismiss the criminal case against actor Jussie Smollett, who is accused of lying to the police when he reported that he was a victim of racist, anti-gay attack in downtown Chicago in January 2019. An attorney, for the former Empire actor said Smollett's rights were being violated since he had already performed community service and given up $10,000 bond under a previous deal with Cook County prosecutor to drop charges. All right, giving deal to drop charges. All right, a deal is a deal. The ancient principal attorney, Ninye, Uchi said. But Judge James Lynn noted that Smollett's case, now being led by a special prosecutor appointed by another judge, an arrangement that he could not upset. Lynn said jury selection in Smollett's trial will start November 29th. Smollett, a gay black man, they wanted to make sure they put that in there, told police in 2019 that two masked men attacked him when he was in Chicago working on Empire. But he was charged last week later with filing a false police report after investigators concluded that he staged the attack and paid two brothers to carry it out because he was unhappy about his salary and who wanted to promote his career. That case, however, was dropped. The case was revived when the special prosecutor charged Smollett with disorderly conduct over the police reports. The actor has pleaded not guilty, although Uche tried to have the case dismissed. He says Smollett wants nothing more than to go to a jury and clear his name. And that was that, and we'll see how that turns out, right? All right. So what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about Jussie Smollett? They made sure they put gay black man. Why do you think they put gay black man? To lie about being assaulted for race or sexual orientation. Why wouldn't they say disgraced actor? Bill Cosby and R. Kelly was called disgraced. Why wasn't he called disgraced? Why was the media fair in that writing that a deal was a deal? Why was they fair in that? They wasn't like that with Bill Cosby because they made a deal with him. A deal was a deal. Why wasn't it said disgraced actor to falsely lie about being a victim of a hate crime? A hate crime. You lied about being a victim. Ain't that what this all about? Victimhood? Tamisha. Ain't that about victimhood? They said a gay black man. They capitalized black. Gay and the black part. So double minority. How do you think this gonna play out? How you think this gonna play out when she was in the movement with him? How you think that's gonna play out? Not the same as R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, or Cuba. He gay. He not heterosexual. So he's not a threat to women. So they support him because the LGBT support these women liberations movements. The women who's over, a lot of them are lesbians on the board. Lesbian actors and actresses. Emily's List, ran by some lesbians. Black Lives Matter. And Tarana Burke, she questionable. I don't care if she is married. When you have this person, okay, texting, okay, for him on his behalf, okay. See, when you have Kim Fox and her texting each other on behalf of him, do you think that he gonna go to jail like Bill Cosby and R. Kelly? I mean, he did play to be a victim. A hate crime is still a victim, right? Whether it's sexual assault or not. It's a hate crime. It's victimhood season, right? He lied about being a victim. Right? So she texting. That's Kim Fox. Text messages and stuff. Called R. Kelly a pedophile. Called him a washed up actor. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even washed up. Empire wasn't even all that new. She didn't know what she was talking about. But look where she at. She for the rainbow people. She for the LGBT. Proud. Isn't he a proud community? Isn't he part of the proud community? And that's right, Chandra. Emmett Till? No. No. They won't even arrest her. She's still alive, but they arrest Bill Cosby over some 40-year-old charges. You see why I said that we should have, the calculation, this is what that $32 million that we would have came up with would have been helping. We would have blocked them. They all in Chicago, the mayor gay. Do you think, why didn't they call Jussie Smollett disgrace actor? That they did R. Kelly, Bill Cosby. Cuba Gooding Jr. Why didn't they call him a disgrace? They didn't call him a double disgrace. That article was so bias free that I just read. Record myself reading. That article was bias free. Why R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, and all the other ones couldn't get bias free media? And why black people are not outraged? Why we not outraged about certain things that we supposed to be outraged about? Why? Why we not outraged about it? Why we only mad when it's a white cop in a uniform having his knee on a black man or beating him or he shot him? Why we only outraged when that happens? Why we not outraged when this type of stuff happens? Black people, the calculations, it's our fault. It's our fault. Don't blame nobody else for having their shit together. For evil. Don't blame Kim Fox, as I did, Tina Chin, Kamala. It's our fault. We always vote against our best interests. We vote Democrat because we was told to. We don't even know why we do it. It's our fault. So I said, since it's our fault, why are we even talking about it? Why everybody going over to a bigger platform talking about the R. Kelly situation? Why go over there? It's your fault. All somebody do is can talk and tell you what you want to hear and happy. But when it's actual time to get something done, nobody want to do it. People are so happy that another blogger, a bigger blogger, believe R. Kelly innocent. That's not helping them get out. I did calculations. That's not helping them get out. I'm not a big blogger. I don't have the connections. But let me tell y'all something. If big bloggers have connections, you need to have them start connecting their connections. Because we've been in this 2-3 years already. We don't need to have panels and talk about shit no more. We need some action done. And if they got the means to be able to help us get the word out to mainstream, that's what we want. Other than that, y'all ain't doing nothing. And I'm talking to the people, not the bloggers. You can always support your blogger. You supposed to. He got to make money. Every blogger has to make money on here. They should make money on here. You should support them. But at the same time, if you want to support a cause and somebody to do something, you got to know it takes money. You cannot expect for somebody to flip the bill too as if they had it. I know we don't think. I know we're not that uneducated. I know we're not. But then again, maybe we are. Again, shout out to the young man, Choke No Joke. I want to say, did I say it right? Choke No Joke? Shout out to him for allowing people who believe R. Kelly was innocent to come on his platform and to hear it out. And shout out to him for able to dissect the truth. Because he has the following. But we need more than just talk. If you have the means to be able to get to mainstream radio, to put it out there, what you know, that's what's needed. We need work. The man has been found guilty in one federal case. When you know better, you do better. And that's the only request I ask for the people. Not for him, not for nothing, for you, the supporters. To make the people who you support start working. If he got the means, because I don't know him, but people say he has means. He has a big platform. He's been in the music industry, they say. Then that's the person that you need. Then that is a good thing. But we don't need talk. We did that for 3 years. We need somebody to go to mainstream and talk. Can you get that? Can you get what we saying on the radio? Can you get us on the radio? Can you get people on the radio? Do you have the means to get us on the radio? To have conversations and discussions about this case. Can you, now that you know better, get on the radio and talk about it? That's what we need to help this man. That's what we need. Because when we tried to do it as small bloggers, we were being shunned, shut down. They wasn't giving us a time of day. Because too many people were acting like fanatics and not supporters. So hopefully, if you have somebody that can get you onto the radio, if he can, I don't know, but I've been told by a lot of people that he can do that, then if that's the case, then that's what's needed, supporters. That's what's needed. Can you now that you believe what's going on and you know what's going on and you see what's happening, can you get it to the mainstream? Can you break us through the mainstream? That's what y'all should be saying. I don't see y'all doing anything. And it's not, I'm mad at the supporters at this point because y'all not doing anything. Y'all over there and talking and stuff like that, and that's good because you reaching more people. But it doesn't matter because one of the trial is over with. Can somebody get you to mainstream? Can somebody talk to mainstream? A main radio station somewhere. Can you get someone to play his music? Something. If we couldn't do it, we couldn't come together to do anything. Somebody who have a big platform giving us something, that's a real major blow. That's really good. But now you need another step. Now you need to get to mainstream. Now you need to help this man. You got a guy who worked in mainstream media, worked with some celebrities, was in the industry. He may have some connections. Nobody asked about that. Nobody asked, hey, everybody want to tell what they know about the case for the past 3 years, but nobody said, hey, do you think that you can get us on, or do you have any connections with radio? Do you have any connections with anything? Could you go on mainstream radio and listen to the defense? One of the things that pisses me off about some people, the supporters, when it came to this R. Kelly case, and this is probably why I'm going to be leaving it soon, and I'm going to block anyone who send me emails pertaining to it after the first of the year. Because there's nothing more that I could do. I can't do it by myself. I ain't going to try to. Even coming up with commentary is hard. It's not worth it. It's not enough compensation in it. I can take my channel. I can always advocate for men's rights. I can always do what I need to do behind the scenes, as I was doing at the Innocent Project before I even came on YouTube. I can go back to doing that. And that's where I'm probably heading back to doing. Because within last, I didn't hear no one ask about this big blogger to get us through to mainstream. No one asked that. Everybody want to argue about what happened. We did that already. I don't need to get on. I was like, well, is there anybody that's okay, well, is there anybody that can, he been in the radio, he raps, he good. I know he got connections because he got some rappers on his channel. I'm like, oh, he got connections. This is good. But then when people get on there, they don't even ask about that. And I'm thinking, we've been sitting up here for 2.5 years talking to the wall. None of y'all asked that. None of y'all said, can you get on mainstream and read the defense transcript? You don't need to read the prosecutions because you got a conviction and everybody in the media was saying what they said. His voice and only his side of the voice need to be highlighted. That's why when I went over there, I only read the defense. I was like, no, I'm only reading the defense. People say, well, I want to hear both sides. No, both sides. The one side's been through all the media. R. Kelly has been muted. His voice and only his voice need to be heard. When I'm coming on, I don't need to hear both sides of the story. We heard that for 2 years on the internet. We heard their side. We heard the victim side, alleged victim. We heard the prosecution side. We heard public side. We heard the mainstream blogger side. Everybody said the same thing and believed the prosecution. But then when we get on there, we want to hear both sides. No. You had this side already. Why would I give you this side again? His side and only his side need to be highlighted. Period. I'm telling you, I'm an organizer. The same thing that Mute R. Kelly do is what I do. It's what I do. They muted him. So you don't need both sides of the story. You just need his side. And if you got a big blogger who got radio connections, hey, dog, let me get on your radio because, man, this man been railroaded. Look what this side, look what this say. Look what this say. Look what this say. Man, let's dissect this. Get on the radio and do it. Reach the masses with it. That's how you break the mute. In order for you to break the mute, you push mute. And then it will play. So all you got to do is press play. We did this. We did this. And him, Jussie Smollett, ain't gonna get the treatments like they got. Using your money, your tax money, in Chicago where the police could have been really, they got a high crime rate in Chicago for the past few years. You wasted on some fake gay and hate crime, which is serious. To me, is much as more serious than these goddamn allegations of this sexual assault. Well, all these goddamn women still alive running around here. They still alive and they running around here. Talking about some they mentally damaged, but they trying to get book deals and all that shit. What he did was really worse. Because what he did was took police resources that could have been saving somebody's life on some fake, false bullshit. And because he's gay and know the Obamas and down with the political party, his media coverage ain't getting nowhere near slander. When it was in the media 2 years ago and when it died down, it died down. No big bloggers talking about this. But they keep Kels in there. They kept Bill Cosby in there. Still calling them rapists even when it was overturned. Calling R. Kelly a predator even when they lied about their age. And parents behind it. And nobody outraged to get their asses arrested. Nobody. And I thank those who pushed the petition, but I'm going to end up closing those out soon. It ain't go nowhere. But I thank everyone for their efforts. Everyone. Because even though we failed, there are some people that were genuine. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. And that's a shame. That's a shame when the media or when the people don't know to be outraged. That's a shame when the people don't know how to come together to save their own people. That's a shame that you got to visually see you only mad at a white cop. That's it. You only mad at a white cop. You not mad at nobody else but a white cop that beats a black boy or a black person. Other than that, you're not mad. You don't even care. Like, why? Why would you care? But when somebody like the government done actually ridiculed a man in front of us, nobody outraged. Nobody upset. That is problematic to me. That is so problematic to me. I don't know. That is so problematic. Usher is expecting a new baby. This is probably baby number 4 or 5. Some people ask Usher, how is he going to be having all them kids? He supposed to be having herpes or whatever. We already know that don't stop nothing. I don't understand why it's a big deal if it ain't stopping shit. Anyway, in his case, it ain't stopping nothing. Okay? He's having another baby with his new wife. I think the wife number 3. And all that. Yep. So, Usher's having another one. Congratulations to him. Just thought that I'd put that in there. Now, Netflix has decided not to pull Dave Chappelle, The Closer. I was so happy when I read that. The man who's running Netflix said no, and he's standing his ground. He's standing his ground. The gay coalitions tried to get it removed, and they tried to pressure him, the gay communities. He said no. Second week in a row, and he's standing his ground. It stays up. Congratulations to Netflix. Now, all they have to do now is get that shanky ass Surviving R. Kelly off of there, and we can be on the go. We'll be on the go. They said no, and I'm glad. Because I hate to say it, and I'm not anti-gay, but that movement was becoming bullies. People have freedom of speech. You are too sensitive, don't watch his stuff no more. We need it all, Warren. So thanks. I'm so glad Netflix decided. I hope they keep their stance on that too. I really do hope so. Because you know what's going to happen. Somebody go get him hemmed up. Watch the owner of Netflix get caught up in some goddamn Time's Up shit. Watch what I tell you. I wouldn't be surprised. When they don't get their way, they'll get them in the Time's Up. Watch. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because they going to have one woman come forward, and we already know after that one woman come forward, a slew of them will come right behind. Now, prior bad ex. Watch. I'm telling you, because he said no to the gay community. Watch. They going to come for that ass. They going to come for that ass. They going to do a Time's Up. They going to come for that ass. They go come for their ass. But I'm glad he stood his ground, though. I'm really glad he did that. That was needed. That was much needed. That's what's up. I'm glad that Dave Chappelle's the closer is staying on Netflix. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay. That's what's needed. Definitely. Absolutely. So, may you ask why what? Why what, Warren King? Latisa, how you been? They wouldn't do it on Netflix. Look, y'all, in order for us to do anything, we have no money to do nothing. So, even when I said I wanted to get lawyers, if I wanted to get some attorneys involved in this or whatever, which I have talked to attorneys, we need money. We have no money to be talking about what we all could do. Yeah, it's a good idea. Some of you email me. Those are the same ideas I've been talking about. But we have no money. Okay? Did you not see the defense Time's Up what I just showed you? They had $25 million. Now, $25 million, I'm sure it's a lot more now. But $25 million is enough to get people to pay attention to you. And if you want people to donate, people with money to donate, you got to build the money first. Money attracts money. Ain't nobody go donate millions of dollars to a fund that we want when we ain't got nothing in there. And they go say, okay, well, I'm not going to donate $100,000 to you. I don't know what you're doing. But if you say, okay, well, we got already $3 million and we, they're like, oh, really? Oh, well, I would like to donate to that cause. Boom, here go 10,000. Here go 20,000. They would do it. Money attracts money. We don't have no money. So ain't no need of talking about some getting lawyers. Ain't no need of talking about some making a documentary. Everything takes money. We have no money. We can't even buy a spot on mainstream media or anything because of money. We have no money. See, we can get our voices heard if we had money. We have none. So all the great ideas you have, they are great, but we have no money. Okay? Okay, I hope y'all can understand that. All you're going to be able to do is go over onto our platforms and listen, us talk and have good discussions about how wrong this man has done. But nothing will be done about it. He's going to prison because we couldn't come together. And many more are going to be going to prison because we couldn't come together financially. Money rules. So Cuba and all the main good actors and singers that they want in jail, they're going to go. So all the ideas we have, there's no money. Now, what I did tell people, I'm going to give you some advice again for those in the back who wants to start something. Get a reputable CPA, licensed, insured, and bonded. Background check, vet them and everything else, how long they've been in business. Put your money in the wealth management, FDIC insured. Get you a board, get you a trustee, federally print, and everything else. Make sure their passport is turned in because you're not finna run off with our money. Okay? You need to get a political party behind you. You need to get some attorneys. Okay? For those of you who want that, you need to get some attorneys who share not only just the hire, but share your same interest. Your same interest. And you need to get people to continue to donate. Once you tell them you raise so many millions of dollars, they will be more than likely happy to donate. And start off with the people who have been potential victims of these movements or slandered because of these movements, because they have money. Buy your slot. You got the money. When you have millions, you can buy it now. You can buy it. They start opening doors. When you donate to a radio station, 150,000, and you have it, and you say you want to say your point of view, they're going to make you say it. Whether they disagree with you or not, they're going to make you say it. Money. So, Ted, I just did the calculations at the beginning of this video. Ted asks, how does it take a lot of money? Think about it. What took Kel down? A large group of women who stood in front of Sony with signs protesting that cut his money off and muted him. Yeah, it takes money. You're not fighting for you. They're doing the opposite of what you're doing. It takes money, and it took money for them to do that. It took money. They donated to these colleges and got these college kids to stand out there and hold those signs. They stood out there and hold the signs in Bill Cosby trial. Why do you think Tarana Burke was going around to those colleges? From one organizer to another, I'm telling you what they do. I told people, you need pledges. You need people who pledge. You need so many thousand people who pledge. You need to get CPAs. You need to get that. When people tell you go donate money, donate to PayPal or to the attorneys, that's not how you do business. It should always be in a reputable financial institution, even if it's the defense for someone. You got to allow people to do what they're good at. If a person is good at public speaking, you allow them to speak. If they're good at organizing, you allow them to organize. If they're good at managing the money, you allow them to manage the money. If they're good at secretarial work, booking trips and things where you need to go, you allow them to do that. You put people in place that are good at what it is they do, and you allow them to do it. And you can't donate and micromanage. Where the money going? What is? You have to be able to trust what it is that you're donating to and let it go. Because you're trusting the people who are boards. And if they do anything illegal with that kind of money, then the FBI will handle them. What we do is want to donate and micromanage. That's not how it goes. The black people need to stand up and the niggas need to sit down. And that's why, after analyzing some things, it's best next year because this is too heartfelt for me to keep fighting for people who are not serious. It's too heartfelt. I came on here when he was sentenced. I tried to hold it together, and it just came down like rain. It's not the first time I cried. It's not the first time I cried over Kells, Bill Cosby, some of the other unknowns. It's not the first time. It's too much sometimes. And this here is too much to continuously talking about it, and I don't have no help. I've did that before, and boy, it's a lot of work. They got time. GoFundMe donated to Time's Up. GoFundMe. So you know anything that is pertaining and anti-Time's Up, they're not going to put on their site. Everybody connected to somebody. That's why I said we the only group of people that ain't connected to nothing. We just give away our money to these rich. We don't own nothing. We don't know how to come together for nothing. So, at that case, it's all, every year around November, for those of you who don't know, Spittinfire leaves and come back after the first of the year. It's almost that time of the year. I got about maybe 4 more weeks, and then I'm gone off air. I won't do no more commentary because that's the time that I spend with my family. Because doing commentary is a lot. It's a lot of research. It's a lot. It's just a lot. When you really doing commentary. I'm not talking about bloggers who talk about other bloggers. That's commentary. That's not commentary. That's just starting shit and keeping up shit. This man is going to prison. This man going to prison. So, and then they distract. And people engage in the distractions all the time. And when you know better, you do better. But it seems like people just like to do it. I'm not going to be a part of that anymore, guys. After the first of the year, my channel will be rerouting to something else. Because y'all don't hold people accountable. Y'all know people be on bullshit, and y'all don't pull their coattail. But the person who pulled my coattail last week, I salute you. I salute you again. Y'all not real. So, I will be back. Let's see what you say. It's better for black artists to leave USA. And that's a shame. Sandra, that's a shame that they have to do that. That's a shame. Because they can't come together to say their own people. That's a shame. That's a shame. Every community can come together. Every organization can come together but us. That's sad. I ain't finna be a part of that. I don't want nobody tell me no more. Don't leave Spittinfire. We don't. No. Y'all not serious. But, and if y'all want to be entertained, I can do celebrity gossip. And do my advocacy work on the side. Because I know how much I'm willing to do. me donating to the Innocent Project, me helping in getting people with lawyers and getting them connected with these people so they can take a good look at their case again. I can go back to doing that. And that's a lot better because once I do that, I'm done with it and I move on to the next one, and I'm done with that and move on to the next one and done with that. And I can continue to donate for these people to be able to have some legal representation that was railroaded and couldn't get it. And I can do that privately. I can go back to doing that privately. Oh, yeah, well, if you got sons, they doomed. If they hit the lotto, they better not never tell nobody. They better still drive that hoopty. You better tell him, nigga, I know you rich, but you better not go out and get a new car. You better not. Shit. You better not go out and buy no Maybach. I don't care if you did hit for $350 billion. You better not go out and buy no Maybach or no mansion. You better not be out here flossing. You better not enjoy your riches in public. You cannot enjoy your riches in public. So, I am. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the Cash App. I am, I can't deal with this. It's too heartbreaking. It's too heartbreaking to see Cuba and Bill and R. Kelly and Deshaun and everybody become rich. They tried to come after Denzel. Talking about he mean in the workplace and all this and that. Now being mean is a time's up situation. And we ain't mad at them. We ain't pushing them bitches back like you better get the hell off of them. People want to continue to fight with Spittinfire. I done fought with you for 2 years and you still want to fight. I ain't giving nobody no more time. Thank you, Basic. Getting ready for work. Yeah. I'm going to lay down for a few hours before I have to get up. But I'm sorry that I'm going back to some commentary, celebrity gossip, comedy, because, you know, I do my comedy stuff. And I'm going to go back to doing that at the first of the year. I will probably cover a little bit of the story, but it won't be in depth like this. No. It will be a story and move on. Because this is too much. It's too depressing. Too much let down. And I won't be let down no more. It's been 3 years. It's not worth no more of my time. It's not worth no more of your time. You can always support them. You can always believe them. But that's not enough to help them. But you can always do that because that's what I would do. But the fact of the matter is he's going to prison. And I can't say that he wouldn't go, but I can say we damn sure would have shake. It wouldn't be like it is. If we were just serious, it wouldn't be like it is. If we were serious like Selma, that's what somebody told me. People need to get serious like Selma. I said, hey, but they ain't. They bought all the organizations, the NAACP. They bought all these organizations that wouldn't help this man. With $32 million, we could have flipped the script. But you can't do nothing with no money. And someone said, let me see. I didn't mean to ignore you, but I had to get my commentary out. Somebody said something about $1,000. That would have been nice, but that only would have been that. You know what I mean? We would need a lot more than that. But that would have been nice. We would need pledges. So, meantime, in between time, I hope somebody take my advice who want to start this. Take my advice who want to organize and fight these movements. I definitely will be a contributor. But maybe it's time for me to let somebody else move on. And I'm just going to give my expert opinion on what it is you need, as I just gave a few minutes ago. So if you are serious about organizing something, please look at my video, time step where you need the time stamp, write it down what it is you need, email me and I will help you or work with what it is you probably need to do. And that's it. But me, I'm done with it. Thank y'all.